What's up, YouTube? We are... Play some music. Audio works today. Let's go. We are moving on to the next course. We are going to be learning Linux. We are all done with Python. 161 out of 161, 28 out of 28. Now, my notifications aren't going up, which is kind of sus. And it was 21, and then it went down to 20. I don't know what's going on with our notification, but I want to build up chests in these notifications. So I'm hoping we can get some more going through this course. That would be great. But we shall see. All right. What's up, Yori? How you doing? Or sorry, Yoru. Let's see. Let's go ahead and advertise in Discord. Boom, got the message all good to go. All right. Sometimes the Twitch embed is like really large. I wish I could shrink it, but sometimes it's small in Discord. I don't know how that works. Maybe I have to type the Twitch link first, because I did copy and paste it. Either way, I think we're ready. Let's go ahead and just refresh. YouTube is playing. Let's exit out of that. We're good to go. All right, so we are learning Linux. Let's dive in. I'm looking forward to it. Both chats are open, and let's go. I guess we'll wait. We'll wait for 48 seconds for the Twitch ads. Get some tea. Oh. It's so good. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to drink 2 protein drinks a day and put spinach in both. I've only been having one, but I'm lifting pretty heavy, and I want to burn fat. It's kind of like a short window where I can burn fat and gain muscle. But I think what helps is just high protein. I don't think I'm getting enough protein. I eat a lot of meat throughout the day, but I do need more protein. Man, to eat like all meat, I don't think I would ever go like carnivore diet purely. But I do like upping my meat. But I think I need protein to supplement and make sure I get all the protein I need. What's up, BB? How are you doing? Not sure if you remember me. I remember your icon. Oh, Ronica from the podcast episode we did. Yeah, I do remember you. Oh, yeah. What's up? How have you been? How's it going? Yeah, what the hell have you been up to? It's like, this tea is just hot enough to not completely burn my mouth, but make the flavor better because it's hot, where it kind of burns my mouth. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me. It's like at the perfect amount of hotness. That's so good. It's blueberry green tea. Anonymous, what's up? How you doing, man? We'll chill out. You know what I like? Maybe first, like, 10 minutes just chilling. I'm really good, actually, working in corporate IT, so basically doing everything, but programming involved as well, which is fun. Oh, cool, okay. So I remember you went to a front-end position, right? Because I brought you on from Scrimba, and then you moved more towards the IT side of things. Is that what happened? Been working there since February of last year. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm glad you're having fun with it. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's been a while. I appreciate you stopping by. Not too bad. Did I just hear blueberry green tea? Yeah, man. You know, it's some extra flavoring, but it's I wonder if it's on green tea with wild blueberry and acai ACAI. Got it at just standard grocery store. It's pretty good. And then I've been leaving the tea bag in too. Give it a little bit of a stronger flavor. And by the way, if you guys have questions, if you have blockers, feel free to ask in chat. About becoming a web dev. Yeah, right now I'm mostly doing Python and a weird Python JS combination language, but no front end currently. Oh, really? Huh, that's interesting. How do you like Python compared to JS? We just got done with the Python course. I don't know if you saw the previous live streams. They're pretty unhinged, by the way. But yeah, we just got done with a Python course. What do you think of Python? That's interesting. Might try it out. It's pretty good. I'm not a fan of the flavor of green tea. I like English breakfast tea. I'll drink that without honey. But green tea, it's not the best. I would just drink it because of the antioxidants. It's just good for you. You love Python. Okay. Very nice. Yeah, double down on it. Get really good. It's so easy and logical to me, like Lego. It's cleaner. It's a cleaner language, in my opinion. Yeah. Like, I think it's a more readable language, personally. Again, I've said this before. I don't like the scope issues. If you're going to indent, imply scope. I don't want to access anything within that indented scope. I think that's weird. Outside of that, I like Python. I don't think I've had any other complaints with it so far. Backend is a good choice. I second that. Last year, I did some work in Elixir, only 2 months or so, but it was super fun, and I loved it. My second company, I think, used Elixir. The second deposition I was at. I was on the front end, so I didn't touch it. I think they did. I don't know. It was so long ago. I don't remember which company. But they seem to love it. Like, they really liked Elixir. I haven't tried out green tea, to be honest. My favorite is Earl Grey. Really? I've tried Earl Grey. I don't know if I could ever get into it. A lot of people are just like, what does Earl Grey tea do for you? Peppermint tea, this is not backed by science, just a lot of anecdotal experiences and testing, like self-testing. But be careful. I think it was, was it spearmint or peppermint that had a slight effect lowering testosterone in men? Was it peppermint? Maybe it's not peppermint. Maybe it's just spearmint. I don't remember. Like, why do people drink Earl Grey? Like, what are the benefits? Benefits of... I don't think I like the taste. Oh, help with weight management. We're losing weight. Maybe that could help. Dude, the weight loss is like constant. Well, no, that's not true. The fat loss is constant for me now, which is really cool. I did gain a pound over the course of 2 days, but I've been lifting heavy, especially like a couple days ago. I've been taking a lot of protein and eating meat, and I'm getting stronger. It's like I am burning fat and getting stronger, and I fucking love it. We're going to keep going. And like I said, February, we're doing workout streams. I know I've been saying this for a long time, but February, be prepared. We're doing some workout streams. All right, I think we're ready to get started. So like usual, between lessons and stuff like that, feel free to ask questions or talk in chat. I will get chat between, but let's dive in. Start the course. Never fear a Linux terminal again. Learn how to use a command line to navigate a Unix-like file system and automate developer tasks. All right, so Lane's teaching this one as well. 10 hours of content. All right, let's go. So welcome to Learn Linux. Admittedly, the course name is a bit of a misnomer. It's called Learn Linux because Linux, what most students think of regarding the concepts in this course. I mean, is what most... More accurate title might be learn to use shells and terminals like in a Unix-like environment, but that's a mouthful. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I'm like, we're not really learning Linux. We're just getting comfortable with the command line that's Unix-based, right? All right, so learning goals. Understand the difference between a shell and a terminal. I actually don't know the difference. Learn how to navigate and use the file system using the command line. Learn how to install software using the command line. Understand how to manage your path, environment variables, learn how to manage permissions and execute programs. This course will get you comfortable working on a command line, which is a skill that's going to be critical for the rest of your career as a programmer. So instead of writing code in the browser, in this course, you'll interact with a command line, CLI, directly on your machine. Ooh. So this is a cool course. I think a lot of front-end developers should take a course like this. Find and open a terminal on your computer. See below for instructions. Type in the following command. All right, we're bringing up the terminal. We're doing it. We are doing it. Do I want to... Let me go into projects. I still have old... I don't care. I'm not going to clear those out. All right, let's bring it up. That's pretty small for you guys, isn't it? What just happened? All right. Is that too small or should we enlarge it? All right, so type echo world. Hello world. Hello world. When you're done, answer the question. How to open a terminal on Mac? Open the... when you're done, answer the question. What happened when you pressed enter? Printed to the terminal's console. Open terminal. Okay, cool. We are good. I'm actually excited for this course. Ooh, we got a video. I don't know how deep it's going to go, though. We're probably going to go through a bunch of stuff we know already, but that's okay. Review doesn't hurt if we're doing it on stream, you know? Or depending on OS. Did you try Ghosty, perhaps? No, what's Ghosty? Command line versus GUI. In other Boot.dev courses, you may have ran your code by clicking a run button, but as a real developer, you'll likely run your code using a command line interface CLI instead. For example, in Python, you would run Python code file like this, python main py. What's a CLI? You'll often hear the terms terminal, shell, command line, CLI, and command prompt used interchangeably, but often they all refer to the same thing, a program that allows you to interact with your computer in a text-based way. What's a GUI? If you don't have a technical background, you'll probably used to interacting with your phone or computer using a graphical user interface, a GUI. When you use a mouse to click on fancy icons, buttons, menus, you're using a GUI. All right, so we got a video.
The words terminal, shell, command line, CLI, and command prompt are often just thrown around haphazardly by programmers. And even though the precise definitions vary slightly, we're usually talking about a program that lets you interact with your machine through text. If you're new to the command line, you're already probably familiar with GUIs, or graphical user interfaces. And a GUI is just a fancy visual interface that lets you get stuff done on your computer. Think of a Windows desktop, for example. It has menus to sift through, icons to click on, and even complex window management systems. A CLI, or command line interface, is a much simpler alternative. Instead of using complex visual buttons and menus, you interact solely through text. Want to run a program? Don't click on an icon, just type the name of the program. Want to view a file? Don't open Microsoft Word, just type a command. Now, while GUIs do have a lower barrier to entry, that is, they're often self-explanatory to use, they're also pretty limited. A command line interface is more powerful because you're not limited to the buttons and widgets that are provided by application developers. Instead, you get direct access to the lower levels of your system. As a programmer, it's non-negotiable. You need to be comfortable on a command line.
It's very surprising how many developers, regardless if you're on the front end or back end, do not get comfortable with the command line. To be fair, it's usually easier to teach people to use a GUI than a CLI. You can simply point at things and say, click here or drag this here, but GUIs do have some drawbacks. They're weak. You are given much more control over your computer through a CLI. With a GUI, you're limited to the options that the developer of the GUI has given to you. They're slow. Once you know the commands to type, it's much faster to type them than to click through endless menus with the mouse. They're not as reproducible. If you want to share a set of instructions, you can just copy and paste commands without worrying about screen sizes and user preferences. They're not automatable. It's easy to write code that manipulates text, as you've seen in Python, but it's much harder to write code that manipulates GUIs. They're not as cool. And this is like the main reason you use command line. You will be invited to 90% fewer romantic outings. Okay, scratch that. If you are a GUI user. Oh, a GUI user. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, this is totally true. Very true. And your terminal, run the command, who am I? Wait, actually, what is that going to do? Hold on. I don't know what that's going to leak. I don't trust. Okay. We're good. All right, just the account name. Streaming. That is the proper account name. All right, so when you're done, answer the question. What happened when you ran the command? Username was printed to the console. Terminal emulator written in Zig. Why would I use that? Why would I? What? That's something like, it's so obscure. Like, what? Why in the world would you expect me to use that? Within Sin, what's up? Hello, how you doing? How much Linux have you done during your dev career? I haven't used Linux during my dev career, like at all. I did a lot more Linux stuff when I had a web hosting company, and a lot more Linux stuff. But I would use a Unix-based command prompt, right? I did that a lot. But yeah, I don't think they mean Linux specifically, like the operating system. Yeah. I've literally never even heard of it, Yori. Why in the world would I use that? What? Ghost? I've literally never heard of it in the last since I started as a professional software engineer. Literally never heard of it. I think it's more obscure than you think it is. It might be in your world a little bit more popular. But what? I did Windows at my first job and used Mac, so I know some Linux commands. Nice. Okay. Due to Mac, but now I'm doing much more Linux on my new job. Gotcha. When you say Linux, what do you mean? Are you talking about like a Unix-based command prompt, or are you talking about literally like your operating system is Linux and you are working directly in Linux? Installing Windows subsystem for Linux. You can skip to the next step if you're on Mac. Ha! Sucks to be you, Windows users. Bye-bye. My laptop is Windows, but I'm using Linux VMs. Oh, okay, Red Hat to be exact. Gotcha. What is terminal? As we talked about, the term shell, CLI, and terminal are often used to refer to the same thing. A program for issuing text-based commands. But to get pedantic, the terminal is just one specific part of that program. Historically, the word terminal meant a physical device that you could type commands into, especially a keyboard and a screen. These days, when we say terminal, we really mean terminal emulator. A terminal emulator is a program that emulates a physical terminal. It's a program that lets you type commands into a window on your computer. Which commands you're able to use isn't determined by the terminal emulator, but by the shell, which we'll talk about later. Your terminal emulator is just responsible for drawing text on the screen and processing your keystrokes. Okay, so it's a program that accepts text-based commands and can render text on the screen. Yeah, there we go. What's up, Hawk? How you doing? Happy Friday. And yeah, Yoru, I don't mean to like bash your editor. I'm just like, I literally have never heard of that whatsoever. No one in my circle, has mentioned it. Maybe someone in chat has mentioned it, like, within the last 3 years. I have no idea. I have no idea. So it's, of course, it's released in December. What do you mean it's... Okay, no. Don't act like something released in December is, like, popular and I should know about it. Okay, now you're crazy. Now you're crazy. Yeah, I've never heard of it. It's just what do I need speed for? Who cares? Dude, this is what I don't get from some programmers. Like, am I hitting a speed cap when I'm typing a lot of the standard stuff that I'm doing? I've literally never hit a speed cap. Not even close. And I think, like, most people probably haven't, including you, Yoru. I feel like sometimes we just hear, oh, this is faster, and we do it because it's faster, but practically, there's literally no difference in your workflow. Maybe I'm wrong. But again, this just screams shiny toy syndrome, and I just cannot even pretend to care. I just can't. And I hope the back end isn't like... I know the back end can be like that. The front end is definitely like that. But I'm sure there are, like, subsystems, like communities within the back end where I'm just going to cringe about all the new tools that they're using, and I'm not going to care, man. I'm just not that developer. Maybe I will be one day. You know what? Maybe I'm going to eat my words. Maybe at the end of 2025, I'm using Arch Linux. Wouldn't that be a twist? End of 2025, Arch Linux all the way. What's up, Sachi? How you doing? So I'm just like you. I'm dipping my toes more into Linux. Oh, okay. This is my first Linux heavy job. Yo, that's awesome. That's cool. You get to learn something new. I love it. I could definitely get more comfortable with it. Yeah, it's just the type of dev I am. All right. But some people like toys. They like new toys. All right. Let's go. Wait, what do we have to do here? I'm done with this step. Okay. We have to complete it. All right, what is a shell? So if your terminal is just a program that lets you issue text-based commands and renders the output of those commands, what is the program that runs those commands? That's a shell. Okay. Shells do a lot of things, but their main job is to interpret the commands you type and execute them. REPL. Shells are often referred to as REPLs. REPL stands for read, evaluate, print, loop. This is a fancy way of saying that shells are programs that read the commands you type, evaluate those commands, usually by running other programs on your computer. Print the output of those commands, give you a new prompt to type another command, and repeat. So in your own shell, run the command. Okay. Expression. Add these together. Cool. If you're on window, nope. Paste the output of that command into the oh, in your own okay, sure, we'll do both. What do you mean? What? Oh, paste the output. We got a reading problem, Don. Let's go. All right. Variables. If you're using Ubuntu or WSL, you're probably running a bash shell. If you're using Mac OS, you're probably running a ZSH shell. Zish shell. If you're running full Linux, I pray you already know what you're using. The point is that you're probably using bash or zish. And for the purposes of this course, they're basically the same. Both bash and zish are shells, and they also happen to be powerful programming languages. They have variables, functions, loops, and more. That said, only crazy people write large programs in shell languages. Shells are optimized for running other programs and writing small scripts, not for writing large applications. All right, so create a variable, name, use variable. So, and then we echo that name. Echo name. Cool. Unlike a Python, where you can use a variable name in your shell, you need to prefix the variable name with a $sign to use it. For the rest of the course, you'll be a forensic developer hired by the fictional World Bank to investigate a security breach. Like most mega corporations, they don't know what they're doing, but they're happy to overpay you to come in so that you can say a third-party expert has reviewed their systems. Turns out you're not an expert, but you're happy to learn on someone else's dime, so why not jump at the opportunity, right? Anyhow, you'll be using your terminal and shell to traverse files, manipulate text, run programs, and investigate suspicious activity. Set the following 3 variables in your shell. Bank name, founded, Jeff Gates. You know what we should do? Can we do like... Let's go. Actually, I keep forgetting the pin comment. If you have web dev, you... Let's do that. Pin message. So, 2 things happened today. Oh, let me pin that. I had made a comment that I'm going to do DoorDash with every big contract I get, or every big payment I get. Problem is, it's really snowy here. I don't think I want to do it. I think I am going to do it this evening, though. Again, like I said, let's do like an hour, and it just reminds me to just take my business seriously, because I don't want to be doing that a bunch. So I think I might do that later. But honestly, I have to say, when I did it the other day, because I got the contract with Scrimba solidified, I did not dislike it. There is something so mind-numbing about going from point A to B and turning off my mind and not having to think about anything business related. Like, it was like my meditation. If you don't want to think and you have to get a part-time job, I highly recommend you like do something like DoorDash. It is so mind-numbingly simple. I love it. Now, I don't love it enough to do it a bunch. But like I said, every big contract, I'm going to keep doing it. And I just got another big invoice. So I'm going to do an hour. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow night. Just because tonight's really snowy. But we'll see. But I'm surprised by how enjoyable and like cathartic it is to just shut my mind off. Because I've not been meditating at night either. I need to build the patience to meditate. It is. Oh, I still got to build that patience. What's up, Zinka? How you doing? How's it going? Lurking, that's cool. Travel perfect for practicing boredom. Yeah, that's true. And what's up, Tubo? That is very true. But I had someone drive out in front of me the other day, and that was really annoying. A lot of people can't handle the roundabouts, and they just don't even look. They literally floor it. They speed up. They don't slow down. They just floor it and hope no one hits them. That is crazy to me. Like, a lot of people just need to be banned from roundabouts. Also, oh, nice. I'm hoping my new community post triggers some people. At first, my message was, I am fully bricked for 2025. And I'm like, I don't know what YouTube like will... I don't think YouTube is going to be restricted, but I made that message for LinkedIn, and I'm like, I don't know if LinkedIn's going to suspend me for this. LinkedIn's kind of like really strict with its rules. But LinkedIn is actually fairly lenient, more lenient than I thought. I just don't know where the bar is with LinkedIn and what I can say. But on Twitter, I can say whatever the fuck I want, which is nice. Um, that DoorDash thing that you mentioned, I used the same logic the other day after in my shitty job, so that's my motivation to get out of there and keep studying. Okay. Each day of studying is one. Oh, okay. One step closer to make it. And that's awesome, man. Like, use that as fuel. You have a shitty job. Use that as fuel. There is a lot of people like want to be motivated and inspired to get like go after that job. Dude, when you put that fire under your ass, that is way more motivating for a lot of people than like being excited about it. I'm not saying it's healthy to constantly have a fire under your ass. I'm just saying it's more motivated or more motivating. I find a lot of people when they kind of like jump in head first, that motivation starts to formulate a bit more if you don't have it. Now, I don't think it works that well without good habits if you are financially throwing yourself under the fire. That's the only thing. But like a job that you hate or doing a job that you hate to motivate you to then sink serious focus and hours after that job is a strategy. Like it's an actual strategy. Like thinking about the worst version of yourself and you getting closer to that because you are not doing what you need to. You're not even going for your goals anymore. You're shoving a bunch of toxins and shit into your body. Like envisioning you becoming kind of just like a waste, a complete waste of your life, right? We only have one life and you're just blowing it all away. Like that can be motivating. That can be a source of motivation. Use it. It's good just messing with making the new feature responsive to different screen sizes. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I watched like 10 minutes of your past broadcast. Caught a part of it where you seem to really be loving CSS. I think you would do CSS for like the rest of your life if you could. But keep diving into that. I think it'll be fun for you. Do you plan on still streaming every Monday? Yeah, I would. LOL. What your business? How long did it take to grow? Also, you can't rely on DoorDash unless you have a beater car. Depreciation is crazy. Or if you're leasing. Yeah, I wouldn't. You can rely on DoorDash. You 100% can. It depends. Like it's literally just costs. Like knowing your costs. I don't think you're gonna there are situations where like if you drive a Hummer and like if you bought a Hummer, it's not going to be a car that's going to be very efficient with fuel and it will wear down with more miles. I don't know like at what mileage a Hummer starts having issues commonly, but like you have to use some common sense for it. There are cars that don't quite make sense, but even severely less miles than I have for my car, I think I get like 28 in town or something like that. I'm still making way more money given all of the wear and tear on my car and gas than if I worked at McDonald's or something like that. So, no, I 100% disagree with that. You don't just have to have a beater car. I don't agree with that at all. But you do have to expect wear and tear, and you calculate that in, right? I think that's too basic of a message that I think it's just an untrue with how you're wording that. And depreciation, like, if you're someone that sells a car within a year, yes. But most people aren't just selling their car within a year or two and they're trying to get a bunch of money back for it. They use it until it stops working or it starts giving too many issues where you're not going to make much money anyways. So, Bob, if you're someone that just like, yeah, you have a bunch of money to keep buying cars, sure. But most people kind of just like run the mileage out until the car craps out. That's what most people do. I don't have a car, live in New York City. Then Bob, what are you talking about? You don't even have a car. Like, what in the world are you? I don't think you know what the fuck you're talking about, Bob. What? Did you really just say that? Why? Just, okay. Let me ask you this, Bob. What delivery services have you done in the past? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure before your New York adventure, you had a car, you did DoorDash, you did Uber Eats. I'm sure you've done all of this, and you've really thoroughly thought it out. Let me know. What am I missing here? But my business is essentially mentoring junior developers. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? How you doing, man? Happy Friday to you as well. What's up, Dewey? I see you. How's it going? Yep, I'm on that bash grind. Get a little bit more comfortable with it. There are commands that I forgot about, like echo and stuff like that. But I don't know. I only use a certain amount of commands to do what I need to do to be able to build applications. I don't really care to remember all these extra stuff if I don't really need them, because I could just look it up. But I do, we're probably going to be reviewing some basic stuff in the beginning, but I do feel like I could be much more comfortable with the command line. Yeah, I worked 7 to 4, shitty job, dealing with American health insurances. Oof. I come home, rest for a few minutes, then start and grind on Boot.dev. Okay, very nice. Very nice. Use that as motivation. All right, so you're doing Mondays. You're going to stick with it. Cool. Good to hear that. I'm in UK. We have people on electric bikes. Yep, and you could do that. Yep. That is a thing in big cities. That is a real thing. Lots of them driving the paths to cut time out of their travel. Gotcha. Greetings from Dominican Republic. What's up, Gregory? First, you lean bash, then you learn make, then you know all you need for automation. All right. Oh, wait, make? Oh, you're talking about the thing that just, the automation that pieces everything together, a bunch of apps together. I actually had an account where they were named something else before make. I know what you're talking about, though. Bash has helped me become so much faster at my job. Maybe it'll make us faster. Truth is that unless you are doing some heavy work on remote servers, at least 60% of the commands will not be useful to you. Very true. Yeah, I don't expect to remember them. I think it's just being more comfortable in this environment. I've done DoorDash in New Jersey for a couple of months. When I was unemployed, I had a CRV 2012. It made sense for me, but if you had to finance a car, it wouldn't. Okay, so you're saying something entirely different. At first, it's like you need a beater car. That's what your claim was. Now you're saying if you have to finance a car. Okay. So that's very different. That's very different. And the rate that you get is going to influence that. Again, Bob, you keep making these claims that are just untrue because you're so simple about it. There's no nuance in what you're saying. There's no nuance. Are we talking about a rate of 2% over the course of 3 to 5 years? Are we talking about 3 years? Are we talking about 5 years? Are we talking about higher interest rates that you're going to get now? I don't think just because you finance a car, it doesn't necessarily make sense. I think the rate is influential in that. Your generic advice of unless you have a beater car, which you didn't even talk about financing in the beginning, it's just bad. It's bad advice. And yes, you will put miles on it. This is true. This is very true. Yes, but that's irrelevant to what we're talking about. Highly recommend those who are trying to learn how to code as well, learn it along the side. And so actually, Bob, I want to ask you this, like what rate were you being paid in New Jersey, right? And what was the rate? Because there's tricks that you can do to up that rate too, depending on like having a fine balance of like orders that you accept and reject. It's like none of this has been spelled out. You're just giving generic advice. It is just completely bad advice when you don't have this nuance. Highly recommend those who are trying to learn how to code as well. Learn it alongside another language. For Bash. Use the crap out of Make. I don't think I've used it that much. Do you think learning Linux can help you land a remote job? It depends on the job, bro. Oh my god, my brain is just. What remote job? What are we talking? Like what? You guys are trolling me. Like what remote job are we talking about? Dude, I am 100% being trolled today. Yeah, are we talking about like just learning Linux? Like what? What are we talking about? Guraraj? I probably butchered that. What's up, man? I'm doing pretty good. How you doing? Happy Friday. The loan term would have a big effect on it. Interest rate is higher now, and a lot of cars are 30 to 40% over sticker. No. Bro, like we're talking... There are literally people in my family that have just bought below sticker price. But what, Bob, what are you talking about? Are we talking about New York City? Are we talking about New Jersey? I don't know. There might be some areas within those states that, yeah, you're paying 30 to 40% over sticker. That is insane. And 20 to 25 an hour is decent, but that is not as high as you can get that with DoorDash. Not even close if you're rejecting the right orders. What? But I feel like you're just like in this like little bubble with extremely little experience doing it. I think you have no idea what you're talking about. I think the only good thing that comes out of what you said is like you kind of like implied that maybe people really need to sort out like how cost effective it is. But everything else has been horrible advice. I think you're just like trapped in your own bubble with that. Hitting all the developers triggers, and I guess it's like the big trigger for me is like no nuance. It's like I want nuance. I'm tired of these like really simple conversations. I want nuance. I can't. And to be fair, like DoorDash is not for everyone, but like you could be aiming for well above 20 an hour for DoorDash. Even with the wear and tear on your car, for most people, that's going to be worth it if you do it the right way. And DoorDash, like, I don't even, like, go for Instacart. You don't even have to go specifically for DoorDash. Like, go for, like, a lot of the grocery orders, apparently you gain a lot more. I'm not looking to make the most amount of money with DoorDash, which is why they sent me a card. I'm supposed to activate it. I could do, I do DoorDash, like, once I get a good contract. That's why I'm doing DoorDash. But I can already see, based off of the mileage that I'm putting on my car and what orders, like I could be aiming for 25 plus an hour easily with DoorDash. Easily. So you can make that work. You can very much make that work. There are some gas guzzlers where you really need to question if that's worth it. And it probably isn't. I think it is a good side income, but you need to make sure that it works for your car. Okay, so Bob, that right there, 100% agree. But do you understand that that statement right there is way more accurate than everything else you have been saying? Like the point you have been making is just not a good point. It's broken. It's like that. If you would have just said that sentence, first of all, it can be good full income. It depends on your expenses. Again, Bob, you like lack nuance to anything that you're saying. It's like, what are your expenses? Right now, I can make 4 to 5,000 for about 40 to 48 hours a week, 4 to 5,000 a month. For most people, that's going to be enough. That can be a full-time income. So now you're claiming it's only good for a side income, but at least that second sentence is like, make sure it works for your car situation. That's actually accurate, but that's like more nuance than you've given so far. Do you understand like why what you're saying isn't like adding a ton of value to chat? That last sentence was somewhat, half of it. I used to live in New Jersey before coming back to my country. I financed my car, no precisely to do DoorDash, but I was unemployed too. I made around 150 to 280 per day. You were working a lot of hours for that, I bet too. It made sense to me, yes, because you calculated your expenses. Something that Bob is neglecting to mention, Sachi. You calculated your expenses and you knew what your bills were. That matters. Like 150 to 280 per day is like, it's no chump change. It can get you by in quite a bit of situations. Yep. And for once, it's not me trolling. Yeah, it's not Zinka trolling this time. She's just working, probably laughing at us. You seem easily triggered today, having a pet. Bro. Okay, no. Stop. No. I'm timing you out. No, stop. We are doing this. I am not being gaslit right now. I am calling people out when they don't have nuanced takes anymore. I am 100% calling people out. I am not being gaslit. You guys can have fun with it. We could joke around about it, but hell no. Okay, Mel. I am banning your account on YouTube if you are going to like that. Actually, like I was having fun with the conversation, Mel, but that I'm banning your account on YouTube. All of your comments are gone. Every single one of them. Like you can't, if I time you out on Twitch, like don't, what do you call it? It's like, dodge a ban on YouTube. Don't do that. That was a really bad move. I was actually having fun with it until that happened, Mel. Big fan of the nuance, and two things could be true at once myself. Not enough of that online. There isn't. A lot of people just gives like really simple takes. They don't want to have that nuanced conversation. Bandivation, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Yeah. Bandivation, that's the word. Actually, we'll time her out for a week on Twitch. We'll do a week. Oh, wait, did she have a... Hard to know if you're being... Oh, we're going back to the sarcastic thing again. I'm not being sarcastic. I don't think there's any... Or you're talking about Jeremy? I don't think we're being sarcastic. I think there is, like... I think Jeremy has a point. I think there's a lack of nuanced conversation. It's not just like... Bro, the DoorDash thing, who gives a shit? It doesn't really matter. But I think, like, anything we talk about, it does feel like people don't want to critically think about what they're saying. They don't, like, want to have a nuanced conversation. They don't... It's just... We get that a lot in the dev world. Like, a lot in the dev world. Where we get blank checks to be able to like pursue certain educational paths, or you need to learn this language, you need to learn this framework. And it's like, but then we keep getting questions like, there's even a question like, if I learn Linux, can I get a remote job? Like, for what? You know what I mean? Like, we have to, if we are going to help anyone, we have to start calling out the lack of nuance, because really bad questions are going to lead you down weeks of a bad path where you are just flying blind, and the advice that you're getting, you don't even know how to assess it properly. You don't know how to apply it towards your situation. So it's okay to ask a bad question, but we have to start calling out like really bad questions and non-nuanced takes so we can actually dig into a conversation that's going to help people. In dev world, languages are religions, and if you don't like one, you are stupid and don't talk to me. Yeah, that's exactly how some people... Yep, that's a thing. Same for frameworks. Yep. We got to call it out. In my country, we have a saying, opinion is like ass. Everyone has their own, but oversimplifying things is so bad. And not accepting that you may have a bias, 100%. Yep. I don't think it adds value to the conversation at all. At all. Shipt is the best app in New York City if you want to make money. Is it? There are some apps where it takes a little bit longer to like get accepted on it. There's a lot of that in the dev world because the people who are loud aren't the ones who should be talking. The ones who actually know what they're saying don't feel the need to say anything. Yeah, they don't feel the need to correct people. But I wish they would speak up more and share their opinions. I like those articles. Yeah, I do like those articles. But you're right, they don't speak up enough. But often, like, I think what you're implying is, like, they don't try to correct people. They don't need to, like, correct a bunch of bad takes or something like that. Yeah, you're right about that. I think it's the same for Linux distros, too. Debian versus... That's probably a whole group of cults. I'm sure it is. Anyone who says just use X without a nuanced reason... Y has a 50-50 chance that they are not worth listening to. Yep. I think a lot of people do it to bait. Honestly. It can be a little bit fun to trigger people. I am guilty of that. But I think a lot, like, you'll see that a lot on Twitter. You get a lot, like, first of all, I think I love Twitter, but I also don't care if it completely shuts down tomorrow. But I don't think you're going to get a lot of value on Twitter, right? If you're trying to grow as a dev, I don't think you're going to get a lot of value. You're going to have to filter out a lot of conversation, but you do see a lot of those takes on Twitter. But I do think there's like this new, at least on Twitter, there's this new wave, like a culture of just baiting. It's like constant baiting on Twitter. And you get likes, you get follows for it. And the funnier you are, the more like sarcastic you are, then you get followers for it. I don't know if that's on other platforms, but you get a lot of like really, like if I say that on LinkedIn, it's probably just like a troll. It's like a meme that I'm posting. There are a lot. It's, you know what, as new developers, it's really hard to figure out like when a developer is just being sarcastic and just like being a dumbass to be fun on a social platform and then being serious. I think you have to like look for the explanation for them to actually provide context before you can trust that it's ever serious. I don't envy new developers having to navigate that at all. Brain rot is real. Some of us do speak up. I mean, trolling can be fun. I did it at work just today. Oh, did you? Nice, Jeremy. Man, but yeah, your posts are really good, Jeremy. You don't I actually rarely see your posts, but when you do have something to say, it's very good. I'm so glad I'm not on Instagram or Twitter. I'm pretty sure my mental health is fairly decent because of that. It might be, Dewey. Let me catch up here. Actually, no, dude. Okay, if you come in gaslighting me when I'm being triggered, you are just gonna annoy me. Don't do that. I'm going to reduce that week to a day. I'm gonna do a day. You know what? You're right, Tuba. You did. You annoyed me. You got timed out for that. Banned on YouTube. Yeah, definitely don't like. If you ever get timed out or banned, like feel free to DM me if you have an issue with it, but don't ever dodge a ban. You will get banned across like almost all of my platforms. I spent like 7 hours per day, I'd say, but out of those 7 hours, you spent 7 hours making that amount of money? Yeah, 5 hours could make at least 100. Okay, you were pretty efficient with that, but I drove my car like 3 or 4 hours. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. You made that on a bike. Okay. Or like maybe a moped or something like that. People don't want to admit being wrong. I'm wrong all the time. Yeah, it's hard to admit you're wrong, but it's like it's easier to admit you're wrong with people that like you vibe with. It's a lot easier. Except when I'm talking to my husband and I'm always right. I could see that. I 100% could see that. That's funny. I don't think you need to apologize for being wrong. I think this idea, like, some people think, like, you just should apologize to, like, meet someone halfway or something like that. If you don't feel sorry, don't apologize. Because you are, and that's not what you're talking about. I'm kind of, like, pivoting. But you are just being dishonest, right? Your partner or, like, whoever you're talking to should be able to trust 100% what you have to say. I don't believe that you should apologize just to appease the other person. Definitely not. But you shouldn't apologize to spare people's feelings either. You can acknowledge what their perspective is, and you can be understanding about it. But I think sometimes people like get irritated because they don't get an apology. Like someone will say like, you know what? I screwed up. Yeah, I was wrong. Here's what I was thinking. And like, they're like, well, you going to apologize? It's like, I'm not really sorry because you didn't give me this information. Like I didn't have this extra context. Yeah, but you were like, and there are some people who would be like, yeah, but you're wrong. And they just want to hear an apology. I don't know. I think apologies are stupid and meaningless sometimes. Like if you're wrong, like just say you're wrong, or just thank the other person for like clarifying or teaching you something. Or, I don't know. The idea of an apology, just sometimes people like abuse it and kind of like use it as a guilt thing, or they'll bring it up later, or they'll feel like the other person doesn't care about them because they're not apologizing all the time. You ever meet people like that? Ego is my number one enemy at this moment. Yeah, no, that's fair. Like, I have ego. Dude, I have ego. Like, ego is a tough battle. It's a constant battle. It's tough. Like, to put you really have to be grounded and just fully confident to not, like, have your ego affect you at all. Like, at all. I think we all have ego and we all have to challenge that a bit. But it is easier. And this is the thing. Like, it's way easier to accept feedback. It's way easier to grow when you're getting that feedback from people you know, that you trust. I think some people just, like, don't have any self-awareness. And I made this mistake a lot, by the way. And sometimes I still do. Don't have any self-awareness or social awareness to, like, understand that maybe their unsolicited feedback that they just delivered in a candid way towards someone you don't really know might not be perceived the best. Right? I think a lot of people give a lot of unsolicited feedback and they kind of put people off from it too. So I think it's okay to not be as open to feedback from random ass people that don't take the time to understand the context of your situation or empathize where you're coming from. Because sometimes people be like, oh, you just have an ego. You don't want to hear what I have to say. It's like, yeah, who the fuck are you? Like, what? What do you mean? Like, you know, if a good friend calls me out on this, okay, I get it. Like, they know me and I trust that their intentions are good. But I think sometimes people overdo it with unsolicited feedback too. What's up, Robotic Head? How you doing? Yeah, not all opinions are valid. Zinka, I've been in your chat. Your chat is a perfect example of not all programming advice is good. you get a lot of like conflicting, contradictory advice where it's well intended. It is, but most of that advice is bad. It's really bad, and it's not helpful. Having a team where it's safe to be wrong is an important consideration for good environments to grow in. That's a good thing to look for. That's a really good point, Jeremy. That's a really good point. Hold on. Let me catch up. Ditching IG was the best thing I did recently. I don't consume Instagram. I do post there, though. I don't even think it's that effective at growing my channel, though, anymore. It used to be. Being able to admit when I'm wrong is the most liberating thing I've ever learned how to do. It made me a much better developer. Yeah, it is. Liberating is a good word for it. And make sure that's the worst case scenario isn't catastrophic. Very true. Glad you're doing good, Robotic. Glad to hear it, man. All right. All right, all caught up. Good. Yeah, most of the time, good advice is do not give advice to someone who did not ask for it. Yup. How goes the Linux? We just started. We got distracted. We got derailed completely. Completely derailed. We're gonna finish this today, don't worry. I deleted Insta and Twitter in 2020 and never looked back. How do you guys feel about the new Mark Zuckerberg Facebook? I don't necessarily trust him, but I think it's interesting, and I think it makes me want to consider Meta going forward. Like if I ever did consider a career again. But there was a creator that I used to watch when I was in college, Elliot Hulse. Again, I used to like really love bodybuilding, and I would watch Elliot Hulse, and he would just like, he's very stoic. He loved talking about philosophy and psychology and lifting, and he was all about like bettering men who were just trying to become better men, and he'd give advice towards young men. And I was one of those young men, and I loved his videos. And so he would just shoot like from a camera or his phone or whatever. And he was in the middle. He had a warehouse gym, and he'd invite people there. But like he just gave good advice. And then years went by. I saw his videos pop up again. And then he had like this gold chain around him. And very, very different look. And he just kind of looked like a mix of like he looked like Mark Zuckerberg, but he was a strong man. He was really buff, so more like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but it looked like a 40-year-old man, like going on to 50, that wanted to appeal to 20-year-olds. It seemed like very, very inauthentic. And his vibe was different. Everything about him was different. He called himself a king. And that he encouraged everyone else to call himself a king. Like, I loved his old videos, but it was like a completely different person when I saw his videos when he popped up again on my feed. Years later, many years later. Mark Zuckerberg looks like him, but it feels way different. It almost feels like he's upgraded from like a robot to a human. And it's funny. I think his look is funny, but he's a human now. It feels a little bit more authentic. And I'm wondering what you guys think about that. Like, is Mark Zuckerberg a human now? I don't know. I reduced the time I spent on social media and felt like a detox. LOL. Has he escaped the uncanny valley? I don't know what that is. What is that? The only social media I care for now is Steam. Okay, none of you are on social media. None of you know what I'm talking about. My social media is IRC. Jeez. Okay, why am I asking you guys? With trustworthy friends. Okay. You guys are too wholesome. And LinkedIn for work networking style things. Okay, fair enough. We'll see if Mark buckles or not. I'm glad to see another tech company coming to Texas, though. I think a lot are leaving California. I'm going on 50, but I don't wear gold chains, so I guess I'm okay. Yeah, I think you're okay. Without the gold chain, I think you'll be okay. Okay, none of you know what I'm talking about. It's just that AI got better at hacking. Oh, okay, so he just got it. Still a robot, but more human-like. My friends and I have been known to run our own IRC servers for maintaining... Jesus. He is human now. Not a lizard, boil for life. Always a lizard, huh? Yeah, totally wrong group. You guys are too wholesome. That's fair. Callie needs to be humbled? I think it just was. Really sorry for the victims of all those homes, and actually real. Yeah. There are a few people that got caught in it. It's really unfortunate, but yeah. California just... Can we trade... Honestly, can we trade Canada for California? Can we give California away to someone? I'll take Canada. I think Canada's way better than California. I will 100% accept Canada. Hello from South Pacific. What's up, Vitesh? Trade Cali for Greenland. All of LA is crazy right now. Dude, that's a lot, man. There's a lot of issues going on. They've always had water shortages, but they've always had fires. But it is... Ah, man. That's just a messy situation. I don't know if anyone here is from California or anything like that. Has been affected by that. So much Cali shade here. No, it's not the people of California. It's always how it's run. I think we have people from California that are wholesome people. I genuinely feel bad for them. Sometimes I wonder if California is just a great case study in how incompetence can play out over time. They just do things entirely different. It's just so... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a research study, a case study. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Yeah, California as a state is beautiful. I would go there once in a while on family trips and stuff like that. I know. This song is really good. Uncanny Valley is where we try and make something look more human, and instead of it looking human, it looks creepy. I don't think he looks creepy. I think he did. I don't know. Seeing him on Joe Rogan, I think the look is better. I'm not... As long as it improves, I'm fine with that. If he's AI... I'll take that AI version. I'll take that upgrade. I don't care if he's human or not. I'll take that upgrade. Yeah, this song is banging, though. I'm in California, but I'm not affected as I'm not in the LA area. That's really affected. Okay, good. Sounds like your home is pretty safe so far. Hopefully you're not close to it. I know someone who moved from San Fran to Chicago, and they used to say... Chicago is just as much corruption as San Fran. It has a lot of corruption, yeah. But at least in Chicago it works. That's interesting. I don't know much about how San Francisco is run. Yeah, I really don't know. They had a lot of wasn't San Francisco... they had a lot of like they stopped prosecuting like a lot of low-level crimes. Wasn't that San Francisco? I don't know if that was all of California. I don't think that was. I think San Francisco was one of the cities where businesses started moving out because they stopped processing like a lot of petty thefts. And businesses were losing too much money. Like, wasn't San Francisco one of the cities that was greatly affected by that? What's up, Renee? How you doing? Lifelong Californian here, lived in San Francisco when Newsom was mayor. Now with him as governor, has done literally nothing, just trying to be popular to run for president. I think he's going for president. I do. I think you're right about that. I think people are starting to wake up after. I hope they remember, though. I don't think they will. Like, you say that, and people just forget. Like, 4 years later, they won't remember. I don't think they will. I think people forget too easily. Luckily, we didn't have to evacuate. I'm near the Hearst fire. Okay, we're surrounded. We're surrounded by fire? You're surrounded by fire? It's wild? That is wild. Well, stay safe, Renee. Under 1K theft is a misdemeanor. They just passed a law to fix that recently. Okay. There's a guy that I would watch. He was from, like, San Francisco was his home city, and he just, like, went and interviewed a bunch of people and kind of, like, what they thought about it. You always got to take that with a grain of salt. Like, maybe they have an objective. Maybe they're just like, oh, these, like, liberals are just fucking up the city. Maybe he had that objective. But I don't think he was that type of person. But he just honestly asked a bunch of people what they thought of, like, living in San Francisco, and it just seemed like a lot of businesses and a lot of their friends were just leaving. But it's such a small sample size. I don't really know at scale how much that applies. Turning into Mark Gates. The 2.0 upgrade is acceptable. I agree. What's up, Frozen? How you doing? I've heard they have a shit map for... Oh, yeah, they do, don't they? For San Francisco? That was another problem. Well, the mayor is saying in every press conference, we stand united, we stand together. Didn't they almost, like, not overthrow him, but, like, vote him out early? We're talking about Newsom. I think they almost voted him out. What state are you in? Indiana right now. Northwest Indiana. Where's Yo Disco? What's up, Commandos? How you doing, man? All right. We're going to make a little progress because I do want to finish this, but I'll keep looking at chat. So we have variables. Create a variable. If you're using, point is both bash and CSH are shells, and they also happen to be powerful programming languages. They have variables, functions, loops, and more. That said, only crazy people write large programs. Okay, we read a lot of that, right? So unlike in Python, where you use a variable's name in your shell, you need to prefix the variable name with the $sign to use it. Assignment for the rest of this course, you'll be forensic developer. Okay, so we read all this, right? Turns out you're not an expert. And then we're just going to write these. Okay, so bank name. So we're just establishing variables. Okay, so echo, what are we doing? Bank name. So I don't know if we have interpolation with this. So do we do like... You guys feel free to correct me. but like bank name. I think we have to do this. Or maybe we can do it in the quotes. Founded. Oh, no plus signs. We're not concatenating anything. So if we just do echo bank name, gotcha. Founded CEO. Oh, okay. There it is. Paste the entire command that generated the correct output. Okay, there it is. No? World Bank. Oh, I'm not even paying attention. Echo bank name was founded by CEO. There it is. There it is. Yo, let's go. You do have interpolation. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize we could just do that. It's like built in. What's up, Doubt Me? How you doing? On the whole two things topic, I think most voters underestimate how hard the job they are voting candidates into is, and most candidates lie about how hard the choices are going to be. I can see the first one being true, but most candidates lie about how hard the choices are going to be. What do you mean by that? Longtime Bash user, but about 5 years ago switched to Zish. Like the Vibes playlist? Nice. I do need to add more songs to this. I do. History. When you're working in a REPL, it's really helpful to be able to see the commands you've typed in the past. That way you can easily rerun them or copy and paste them into a script. To print out the history of commands you've typed in your shell, you can write history. Okay. I don't know what commands I've typed. So that's just for this session. Okay. In your shell, set two variables, department and then team to ops. Echo I work in department on team. All right. Run the history command and paste its output into the text field. Are you going to approve of all this? Okay. Yeah, I think it just approves of anything, probably. Candidates will tell voters they can have their cake and eat it too when that isn't true. I thought you meant like how hard the choices are going to be. So you're saying they lie to candidates about how difficult it's going to be to execute on what they promise is what you're saying. Okay, I was thinking you were talking about like lie about like how hard of a choice it's going to be to select a candidate between them and their opponent. Okay, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, I agree with you. That is configurable, but oh yeah, I do agree with that. And you almost like, it's almost a situation where you aren't going to win without lying to some extent. I do believe that to be the case. This is configurable. You can set it so that all sessions share history. I don't want them to, but it doesn't default. Okay. Because I don't like know what commands I'm typing or remember what commands I'm typing like 3 weeks ago. I don't want it shared. Just our current session. That's why I don't run for office. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I never should have started paying attention to politics. In 2020, people forced me to. No, I wasn't forced, but I just heard that all the time. And I started spending a lot more time paying attention to it starting 2020. And I did. And I think I was happier without politics before that. I think I was much happier. I'm a pretty happy person overall, but I think in general it just brings people down. Navigate history. You'll often want to rerun a command. You could just type it out again, but assuming you don't have the WPM Primeagen, that's a pain. What is his words per minute? Can I beat Primeagen in a typing test? What is his words per minute? Do you guys know? I might be too arrogant and cocky with my speed. I probably am. There are people like way faster than me. But like I can, if I practice, I can average about 120. I want to know what Primeagen is at. You can use the up, down arrows to quickly cycle through the command history. I do remember that. Focus your terminal window and use up to start cycling through the command history. If you recently restarted your shell, then first type a few commands like this. Echo, okay. Once you've cycled back through your history with the up and down, use the up arrow. I'll just do it. Cool. Clear. If your terminal is feeling cluttered, you could do clear, typing everything. Going through the whole thing. Or control, so command L. Control L. Okay. I didn't know that. Control L. Okay. That won't delete your history. It will just clear your screen. The blank arrow goes back in your history. And what am I doing? The up arrow goes back in your history and the down arrow goes forward. There we go. Easy peasy. Where are we? We are on 9. All right. Battle between Prime and Don. Let's arrange this. I'm really curious how fast he types. I would train for that, but I would beat him. 100%. I would beat him. I have no doubt in my mind. Save America, vote third party. Is he typing in Vim or just like I'm not talking about programming. He would wipe the floor with me. I am talking about like just a normal typing test. Control D will close bash. Points in chat if you know why. Okay. We'll see if anyone knows. Ask Boots for Primeagens. Oh, that's a good point. What the? Well, Primeagen's typing speed is impressive. Let's stay focused. I'm not finishing this problem until you tell me. Did you really just... All right. The Primeagen's words per minute. Bro. Boots literally just gave me the middle finger right now. Are you serious right now? Lane? This is what you're going to do? I think I have to unlock the, or open the chest to get salmon. I have no salmon. I have nothing. Bro, like... Oh, just say that! You caught me. Well, I know Primeagen is a talented developer. I don't, like... Dude, Boots, if you ever come into my chat, we gotta have a conversation. I don't actually know his exact words per minute. That detail was just mentioned as a passing reference in the lesson. Now then, shall we return to the important task of learning terminal navigation? These skills will serve you well regardless of how fast anyone types. Dude, just tell me you don't know. Dude, fucking... I'm not talking to you for a while, Boots. Is Godot a banned word? No, it isn't. Okay, I'm moving to Twitch. Okay. Yeah, maybe Automod is catching your messages. The clear command deletes your shell history from memory, clears the terminal screen. Oof, and another time Boots would have answered that. Would he have? Really? Boots finally did admit that he didn't know. I think this is why you might want to do some quests to buy more salmon. I did a quest, though. I swear I did. I got like 500 XP for it. Terminal alternatives. So far, you've been likely working in the default terminal that came with your operating system, and that's fine. However, there are other options, and I want to highlight a couple of them just in case you want to check them out, but you don't have to. Editor, built-in IDs, yep. Ghosty. Oh, Ghosty was mentioned. Is a very new terminal emulator that differentiates itself by being fast, feature-rich, and native. Like, again, what kind of like speed increases are you going to see in a practical sense? That's what I'm curious about. For most developers. Okay, Windows terminal. All right, cool. Which is not a terminal emulator? Ubuntu. It's an operating system. Or would Linux? No, it's a... How do you say it? Like, Linux is an operating system, right? Or would you consider Ubuntu an operating system, or it's like a version? It's just a nice toy? Okay. None, to be honest? All right, gotcha. Well, I appreciate the honesty. It's a distribution. Thank you. Thank you for the correction. I was blanking on that. Yep. We got it. We completed it. I think that's good for today. Let's just chill and chat for a little bit. We'll go into file systems tomorrow. And I'm chilling. Like I said, I'm in no rush for this. I'm in no rush. If you guys have web dev or career-based questions, feel free to ask in chat. Let me just do this. All right, session done for today. What's up, guys? How you doing? All right. Let's bring chat over. What's up? Oh, we got pre-rolls on? Of course we do. I'm going to do a 1-minute ad on Twitch. Just get it out of the way. We'll chill for 20 minutes. Ready, set, go. What's up, YouTube? I guess my age is showing. No one knows what Control D does. Why don't you tell us? I don't care about faster. It's all about the nice QOL features like tab for auto completion. Okay, and all the cool themes. That's the thing. It's like, I get those kind of features. Don't tell me it's faster. I don't know about you guys. I am so sick of hearing that this new editor is faster. This new language is faster. This new library is faster. This new framework is faster. Every time I hear faster, I just take it with a grain of salt. Because in a practical sense, unless you are someone like Primogen, you are not going to utilize the speed in that capacity, right? Not in any practical sense where like it's going to affect your day-to-day. So anytime I see faster, I'm just like, okay, you just want to try something new. It's okay to try something new. Probably has other features, but don't tell me it's because it's faster. It's like people that tell me that they got to upgrade their monitor from like 120 to like 240 or whatever. Maybe I'm getting the numbers off. Like per second for a refresh rate because it's faster and they can look at they can see all of the details at a faster rate than everyone else. It's like, really? I'm waiting for my husband to bring me pizza in my IKEA order. Zinka, I can't even give you shit for that, Zinka. You're skinny. You're good. You're healthier. You gotta snack on pizza once in a while. Me, I am eating... What am I eating after this? Meatballs. Little sweet and sour sauce, but it's just meat and rice. I'll be having like that for a couple meals tonight, and that's it. I tried to search for Primogen word per minute and couldn't find it neither. I wonder what it is. We got to get him to take a test. And I'm running a 10K in the morning. Jeez, yeah, okay. I think you're going to be fine eating some pizza. But do you really feel good the next day after eating pizza the previous day? For me, pizza, I don't feel great after it. I'm like, is this going to make me faster? Exactly, Dewey. Obligatory copy pasta. I'd just like to interact for a moment. Like what you're referring to as Linux is in fact GNU Linux. Linux is not an operating system unto itself, but rather another. Okay. Free component of a fully functional GNU system made useful by the GNU core libs, shell utilities. Like what is the value of copying and pasting that? Do you feel like I don't feel like that's helpful at all. I don't know. Maybe it's helpful to some. I don't feel like that's helpful at all for my understanding whatsoever. Like what? I guess like what is the point of just copying and pasting that? Because I don't think it's obligatory. I think it goes back to like, which I don't mind the unsolicited advice because we were talking about that, right? Like it's relevant, but like what is the point of posting that? Does it add value in any capacity? Endurance over speed. 100% with programming. Don, I'm on one of those monitors. Refresh rate snobs, are you? Can feel the difference, but I accept it's just a toy. I don't know, man. I don't know if you feel the difference. I think you feel the difference. Maybe you do. Some people swear by it. That is a Stallman quote. He's famous for it. It's a cultural indicator. What is this? Are you talking about what Doppel said? Zinka, you are messing with me. You keep going back and forth between Twitch and YouTube. Oh, it is? He's famous for it? It's a cultural indicator. Okay. Okay, maybe there's some value in it. I don't think it helps me. I guess there's like... I don't know. Maybe it resonates with some people. I don't know. I share a small with some cheese bread, so it's not a lot of pizza. Oh, that's not bad at all. You want some Wendy's? Wendy's isn't bad. You know, do you guys like Chick-fil-A? I gotta look at how many DoorDash orders have I done. I haven't done a lot. I think like 10 total or something like that. But I feel like all of them were Chick-fil-A. Do you guys like Chick-fil-A? Good, I'm here to confuse. You do that very well. You do that very well. Who doesn't like Chick-fil-A? I've never had it. Not even once. What's good there? Chick-fil-A is okay. Raising Cane's is better. I don't think we have a Raising Cane's around us. I feel like Kentucky Fried Chicken isn't quality anymore. Didn't they go bankrupt, or am I off with that? I used to love Kentucky Fried Chicken. Spicy deluxe chicken sandwich is good. I don't think I want to try that tonight. I think I'm just going to eat meatballs and rice. It's tempting, but maybe I'll try it another one. And the KFC is life. What's up, High Priest? Really? KFC was so good, man. Just the rolls. I love the rolls. I try not to eat fast food anymore because I can feel the extra weight on my fingers when I climb. The pain is a good reminder. I like it. Pain is a very good reminder. Okay. Popeyes beats the pants off of KFC. I don't think I've ever had Popeyes either. KFCs are becoming richer. Oh, I'm way off. Okay. Huh. My default is Taco Bell. Anytime I get fast food, it's Taco Bell. KFC in Poland is great. Some say it's one of the best in the world, but I don't have a comparison since never ate KFC outside of Poland. That's a good point. There are fast food chains that are probably higher quality food than America. I bet you, like, I thought I heard McDonald's was higher quality food in a lot of places in Japan. Wasn't it? The standards were higher? Like the quality of the actual ingredients were higher? Am I wrong about that? What's up, Dylan? Learning Linux indeed. You mostly eat stir-fried food. Okay. McDonald's in Japan was absolutely incredible. That's what I hear. Where's our console, KFC? I'll be honest, I don't eat a lot of fast food. That's good. A lot of fast food is like a lot of sandwiches and stuff like that. I used to get that with fast food, but I moved away from bread. I do keto bread now. Honestly, like there's something about bread that I don't know. I'm probably being picky at this point, but I feel like all my inflammation is like down. Like it's way down. And I've been eliminating different foods that have been causing it. I think bread, like ultra processed bread, has been causing it. So I've been getting like keto bread and stuff like that. Now I eat a lot more sandwiches. Here in Colombia, there's a KFC like at every corner. KFC is really good in EU. US too oily. Okay. So yeah, the quality, I guess, is different. The standards are different outside the US. Same, like even if it's a franchise. Shake Shack is also good. I don't know about that one. Shake Shack is like drunk food. Even in Canada, McDonald's is better than US. Do we have some low quality food problems in the US? From my experience, KFC and McDonald's are way better than in the US. It tastes and looks way fresher. Okay, yeah, you guys are probably right. I've never been outside the US, so I have no idea. I learned from you guys. When I used to visit Slovakia, they loved their KFCs there. Okay. Yeah, a lot of the crap ingredients are banned overseas. Damn. We just can't even enjoy fast food here if we want to be healthy. You couldn't tell a real difference, though? Okay. One thing you'll notice in Asia is that they just have milk, and that's on another level. So the quality of milk is better. These days, whenever I crave fast food, I get late night chicken katsu rice instead. Not sure if that's any healthier. I've never heard of that kind of rice. Subway is a goat. When I went to Full Stack Academy, I took the train there, and in the morning I didn't get anything, but on the way home, I would get a Subway sandwich after Full Stack Academy, and I ate it on the way back. It was good. It was really good. I had Subway every single day I went there, every single weekday. Hello, Don. I just got a rejection after 3 take-homes. That's insane. So I'm feeling like punching. That sucks, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's rough. That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I've dumped some serious hours into interviews and gotten that rejection with a final interview, and it sucks, man. It sucks. Yeah, 3 take-homes is just obnoxious, though. I can cook food at home faster than it would take to go get the fast food. Oh, yeah, you're out in the middle of nowhere, Jeremy. Of course. When I travel, I usually eat the local food. It's a smart decision. Yeah, why even try the fast food in other countries? It was a disappointment? Oh, really? Wendy's was bad in Japan. Subway is better in the US than Colombia's Subway? Okay. We have good Subways? Never mind. I was thinking of something entirely different. I was literally thinking about a train station. I don't know why my mind went to that. I'm tired. But I am resetting my sleep schedule. We don't get a Wendy's in Australia, so I have nothing to compare to. You're not missing out on much. You guys like Applebee's? I love Applebee's. I love Applebee's. In fact, I literally just went to Applebee's with my mom on Wednesday. I had the salmon, smoked salmon, mashed potatoes, broccoli. It was delicious. Yeah, 3 take-homes. You probably developed them. 1 sprint of work for free. Yeah, take-homes that's a crazy amount of take-homes. And Subway is like the worst in Poland. We have very high-quality bread here, so the type of bread they have in Subway is very bad for us. What? You're saying you have high-quality bread here? But they don't use it in Subway. Dude. Yeah, man, Mel came in at the wrong fucking time. Like, yeah, that annoyed the fuck out of me. Came in at the wrong time. Yeah, but please, like, just to give you guys a heads up, if I ever... So here's the thing. I'll time out. I'll ban quickly. But if you send me a message and, like, I misunderstood something or something like that, like, usually that stuff gets sorted out instantly in a DM. Like, don't dodge a ban. Don't ever do that. Don't do that to streamers. If you're banned, like, especially, it's kind of weird because we're doing like a multi-platform thing. If you're banned on one platform, don't go into the other chat. Don't do that. Like, you're timed out, you're banned for a reason. Don't do that, man. You'll just get like instant banned a lot of the times. I would argue people will ban. They'll be like way looser with their bans and timeouts than I am for sure. But like once you get timed out on like a certain chat, don't go into the other chat and do that. But I think she just came in at the wrong time. In fact, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Where is it? Scroll down. I want to look at his chat history real quick. Bum, 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 bum. I think his chat history is fine. I think it was just an extremely lazy take and disingenuous conversation. No, I think his chat history is fine. Never mind. Whatever. Let's see. 3 take homes is way too many. I'm at a point where you give me over a 3-hour take home, I'm not doing it. I'll literally just do DoorDash. I'm just going to do DoorDash. Right, until I find the right company. I'm not doing anything that requires... Like, if you are going to require a lot of hours from me, you are going to sit in that call with me. I'm not doing that. Like, if you're trying to save yourself a bunch of time and you're expecting me to go over 3 hours of my own time, you're going to take that time as well. I think anything over 3 hours for a take-home project is just completely unempathetic. Like it's shitty. You're not respecting the other person's time.
Look at my horse is amazing.
Which Tig? What's up, man? Thanks for the follow. Yep, Mel got banned on YouTube. I'll probably unban her at some point, but YouTube doesn't give me like weak timeouts. That's the problem. I need more options for YouTube live streaming. But yeah, she dodged a ban. Timed her out on Twitch. She decided to dodge the ban on YouTube. And it sucks because like when I ban on YouTube, all of your comments, everything you've ever done, all erased. There's no getting it back. It's all gone. But for dodging a ban, I'm not playing favorites. Anyone that tries to dodge a ban, like, dude, you're just getting cleared out of my channel completely. We could talk in DMs. We could do that. But like, yeah, don't dodge bans. I used to work at Subway when I was younger, and I'd always make the bread to perfection. Well, that's good. Dylan, that's awesome. I don't think I've ever had an issue with the bread in Subway, at least in the US. I feel YouTube needs to come a long way for streaming. There's so many more features on Twitch. Very true, 100%. And a lot of the streamers just took YouTube deals because they got a lot of money, like big streamers. I think even... what is her name? Ray? I know Ludwig went back to multi-streaming, and I think Ray now multi-streams or something like that. But there were big YouTubers that were like YouTube exclusive that are like, yeah, without the money, like we're obviously going to stream on Twitch again. YouTube, and I think the issue was like YouTube didn't take live streaming seriously. They didn't flesh out the features for it that streamers needed. YouTube is way behind. And a lot of you don't realize, but YouTube is buggy as hell. YouTube is really buggy. It's not free labor since each one is a completely new app. But I do have a complete... yeah, I don't think it's free labor. I do have a compete with 16 people to finish the fastest for the interview. Really? It was about speed? For a take-home project? That's alarming. There's probably some relevance to it for coding challenges, but a take-home project? It's more of a subjective review at that point. A good take-home exercise should be doable in less than an hour and be enough to tell you everything you need to know for a higher decision. Then why do you think so many people do 3 hours? They're just bad at interviewing and assessing? Like, why would they do 3+ hours? Or even 3... like inclusively of 3 hours? Like why would they do over 1 hour? Who has that kind of time? No one does, man. I think it'd be better to just stream on Twitch at this point. No, because we grow on YouTube with the streams. And my main audience is on YouTube. Like, yeah, I could just stream exclusively on Twitch, but where are you at, Dylan? Do you see why I stream on YouTube as well? Like, I would love to just exclusively stream on Twitch, but because the experience is better, but where are all of you at, you know? I tried doing exclusively on Twitch and no one showed up. What do you use for multi-stream is some extension for OBS. I use ADM Multi-Stream. It's an extension for OBS. Completely free. I think most people do very bad take-home exercises, but I have high standard. I would, you know what I'd be really curious about, Jeremy? would you ever be willing, and we could just keep it private if you want, would you ever be willing to share a take-home project that you've issued out that will illustrate, and I'd be interested to hear like how you assess. I'd be really interested in that. But even just seeing one of your take-home projects that you think should take about an hour, I'd be curious to see that. I don't know if your previous company still uses that or not. The time doesn't even matter in the end because only 5 people complete the 3 take-home. I mean, if you have a lot of but like, well, I mean, it's a take-home. It's not even final interviews, though. You are trying to weed some people out at that point. That's true. I always use YouTube, and I mostly see your notifications on YouTube rather than Twitch. Yeah, exactly. Most people are on YouTube. Most people are not on Twitch. We do not have a big audience on Twitch. Sure, I have one I've used for a long time with an entire scoring criteria. Yeah, I would love to see it. I really would. You know, if you ever get an extra few minutes, you have a link, I would really love to see it. ADM? AITUM. And you're welcome. Do you think I'd be cool to stream like a real life interview project, like a different project every month or so? Would you be cool? Sure. I mean, if you try it, like what's the reasoning for it? Do you want to see if it's fun? Like if live streaming is fun, then yeah, try it. I guess what are your goals with it? Oh, it would be cool. I'd try it. Yeah, you could love it. You could continue doing it. That's what Zinga did. I encouraged her to stream, and she likes streaming when she has time for it. Some people don't like it. Some people have tried it and they just quit. That's okay. But if if you're curious about it, try it. If you want to do something on or off stream, hit me up. We can coordinate. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm kind of just curious to see it. Do you want to come on and talk about it, or like if you have something specific in mind when you say that, let me know. I think my only curiosity is just to see it, but we can always I'm always happy to have you on. You know what we should do? Maybe we should have a permission in our Discord where if we're just chatting, maybe certain people can come onto the stream. Like they can just hop in a voice channel in my Discord or something like that. Oh, you're just offering your availability. Okay, cool. That's good to know. I'll keep it in mind, Jeremy. Thank you. You know, Zinka, you stole my Primogen raid. Primogen said he would raid me at one point, and he never did. I think that raid went towards you. Yep. That'd be cool. Disagreements could be settled on stream. Yeah, they could. Anything. Or if you just want to ask me a question, or if we're having a disagreement, you could hop on. I'm open with regulars with that, for sure. He rated me twice? Are you serious? He's literally never rated me, and he said he would. What in the world? That is crazy. Yeah, so you stole one of them. I mean, you, Don, I didn't make it. Then what are you saying, Sachi? Do you think it'd be cool if... So you're saying you want me to stream a real life interview project? What do you mean by... So like I went through an interview project? Is that what you're saying, Sachi? He rated me first time when I was still just a gaming streamer. I was playing Quake. What? Really? Oh, I don't want to leak interviews. One of our rules in Discord is not to leak interviews. Yeah, I don't want to leak an interview. A lot of times companies want to keep that private. It was cool though. I'm sure it was. Oh, I'm sure it was. I mean, like it kind of like got you kickstarted, and you know you have a sizable audience now. And now your audience is bigger than me. I get it. Just rub it in, Zinka. Rub it in. Yeah, no worries, Sachi. Yeah, I think Joshua Fluke has like leaked some interviews like that. So if you're trying to find that, you could probably look up some of his old interviews. I don't know if they're still valid or viable. Maybe Zinka can raid you one day. Yeah, she's never raided me. Not even once. All those Primogen raids that she stole hasn't even raided me once. Unbelievable. Nah, your YouTube is 100 times larger because you don't post anything. Lies, I raid you all the time. Okay, guys, like, be honest. When was the last time, or if ever, we ever got a Zinka raid? Type it in chat. You're gonna get people saying they've never seen a Zinka raid. Yeah, Zinka. Let's see what you posted on YouTube. Your last post, your last video was 1 year ago. Sachi's drunk. Yeah, you didn't miss anything, Anonymous. We weren't even rated. You didn't miss anything. Link to you my take home in Discord. Do you want me to open this on stream or off? I think I'm going to turn my YouTube to web development as well. Just ditch the gaming stuff altogether. Okay. Like, you could still stream gaming on Twitch, right? But yeah, YouTube's about, like, the actual meat of things that you want to curate. It's really hard to grow as a gaming streamer. Probably should be off stream. Okay, I'll check it off stream. It has scoring criteria in there. All right, I really appreciate you sharing that. I'm going to look at it. What excites me about backend? The problems. Every time I work on backend, every time, like, I've been working on the backend for Twitch Sprout, and I'm just like finding a lot of enjoyment with coding now. I think the front end is just blindly obsessed with React for everything, and I think it's more of a turnoff of the, like, what the JavaScript ecosystem is turning into than it is building front end stuff. Because, like, I'm pretty excited to dive into Angular, but I'm just tired of the React world. But I do genuinely enjoy working on backend stuff. I love it. I think the problems are more interesting, and it's way deeper. There's so many different areas you can go into with the backend. Like, from about a week or so, I'm watching your streams, like watching my favorite show every day. Oh, cool. And I try not to miss it, so I remember that raid. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe my memory's fuzzy. Maybe she raided us like once. But no one watches my gaming stuff. Dude, that's... yes, no one watches gaming streams if you're a coding streamer, for sure, 100%. What's your average viewers if you do a gaming stream? Have you tried that in a while? And of course, I'm joking. Zinka's been very generous with rates. But you want to stay with web development generally? For now. In 5 years, I don't know. I might work on LLMs in 5 years. Who knows? Just in case someone applies at companies I've been at. No, I totally get it, Jeremy. Yeah, like, I'm fully on board. I'm not leaking. I don't want to leak anything with those companies if they're still using that, especially the grading criteria. Fully on board with that. These days, all my front-end stuff is HTMX web components. I've been hearing good things about web components, but yeah. A lot of backend developers love HTMX. I don't think I'm going to dive into HTMX anytime soon because I'm comfortable enough with JavaScript and I've been in it long enough where it's like HTMX is going to feel like a big downgrade. I think that's why I don't really care to learn it anytime soon. I think a lot of backend developers should consider it for sure. Too old to deal with the NPM ecosystem? It's fair enough, man. It is. I get why people, like, if you haven't been in that world, you don't want to go into it. I get it. Dio said something similar in stream lately, even though he's a heavy React Next user. Oh, he said something about, like, the front-end ecosystem. I watched his Angular video, and I saw his, like, ego shattering as he was liking Angular. That was interesting. I think he did an Angular video 3 months ago, and Angular is growing on him. I don't think he's going to switch anytime soon, but it's interesting. But ego is like the source of this. Or no, not ego. Dio, I think, is like the source of the cult of Next. I feel like he's a big contributor towards people blindly following it. Again, I haven't watched Dio enough to know exactly what he's preached. So I can't like solely blame him for it. But every time I would hear about Next, it's about something like Dio pushed. And anytime like people would like have this obsession with Next, it like always seemed to originate with Dio. I think he's been a big source of why people might be frustrated with the front-end ecosystem. I think he's big enough of a creator to have that influence. React is overused, 100%. I got here late. Did you do the Linux stuff earlier? I did, Dylan. Yep. That's where web components come in. Plenty of fun JavaScript. Okay. Okay. But I feel like you're just having to set up the organization and like, yeah, there's some convenience with the front-end frameworks, but yeah, if you want to do everything from scratch, like dig into web components, right? I feel like you guys could do something similar to Doug, where you integrate programming into your games that Twitch chat can interact with. What do you mean, you guys? I always feel like Dio is the pioneer of a lot of popular web development tooling. Next, Tailwind. Yep. Yes, he is. I haven't streamed gaming in like 2 years. I think the best I was at Switch was 10 to 20, but it took like 3 to 4 years to get there. Was that before or after a Primogen raid? Gaming is so oversaturated. It is. I think it's fun to play games with like the core community. I think that's a ton of fun. Again, yo, when GTA 6 comes out for PC, we're going to have a GTA 6 server. I will pay for that. I think that'll be fun. We're doing role-playing. I don't care if you like it or not. It's mandatory. I am building something with React so I can add it in my portfolio. I'm doing this because a lot of job postings with... Yeah, and that's a good reason to do it. It is. It is. My reasons for not wanting to do React should not necessarily line with yours. You're going to have different goals. And if you're trying to become a front-end developer, learn React. Get comfortable with it. Do you think there's more room for improvement in the backend field? Like more complex and challenging problems and things of the nature in order for you to become a much better developer? I think backend has all the complexity that you need. I think frontend has all the complexity that you need. I think both areas have complexity if you want to dig into it. Yeah, I don't think frontend or backend is lacking with complexity. Did you like Linux? Have you considered dual booting? Oh, it's not Linux. It's like a command line with Unix. Like, say, Unix environment. We didn't actually install Linux.
Look at my horse is amazing.
Papa Smurf of Death. Welcome. Thanks for the follow. I was one of the first people to experiment with web components at Google before they were fully baked. I've been doing web components for over a decade now. Really? I've never touched them. You guys, as in you and Zinka during gaming streams? Where you integrate programming into your games that Twitch chat can interact with. I see, so they can influence the outcome of the game, like they can make me drop a potion or something like that. Is that what you're talking about, Dylan? I call dibs on Florida Man and GTA 6 roleplay server when it comes out. All right. You got it, man. That's awesome. I got a small boost from the first raid. His crowd isn't really into gaming, though, I think. Oh. So you got a really big boost with the second raid, though, right? When you were doing the coding. How important do you think are personal projects and tinkering? I have a SRE job, but I just do not have the energy after closing. Well, it depends on your goals. I think like you should do it to enjoy it, right? Your personal projects, your time outside of work to build something, to do something tech-wise should be something you enjoy, right? It's to like reignite your passion for tech. So if you really enjoy your main job, you don't necessarily have to branch out of that, but it also depends on your goals. Are you trying to branch more into programming because you're doing site reliability right now? Like, are you trying to transition? It really depends on your goals, but I think you should try to pick something that you're going to be curious about and enjoy, so it kind of gives you that motivation to do it outside of work. Oh yeah, but then I got my current job and couldn't keep up with the streaming. Yeah. Well, I saw you were like, I guess your first stream back, you did like 40 viewers or something like that? Or 50? Seems like you kind of like kept a lot of viewers, you know? Yeah, like check and spawn items. What game could we do for that? Like 40-ish. That's and it'll go up. Now that you're consistent, it'll go up. Yeah, it'll go up for sure. I had that core in the beginning. I averaged about 40. I never got as high as your averages, Zinka. But I averaged about 4 in the beginning, or 40. But it was when I was learning to code. People, even if I let everyone backseat code, I'm still not going to get those averages. Not for a long time. People enjoy, like, first of all, I work on a very long project that, I started months ago, and it's really hard to, like, care about it when you have no idea what they're working on. It really helps to be there for a while. I don't know. Like, Primogen gave me the advice to do short, small projects to grow on stream and do like a timer and do like challenges and stuff like that. And he's 100% right. I just don't care to do that on stream. But I do think that's a good avenue to go down. Like small projects, time, we're going to get this done this week. I think that's a really smart method. And like to do challenges and let people troll and stuff like that while they do it. And let people backseat code. It's a good strategy. But even if I did full backseat coding, I think the stuff I work on stream, it's just like too lengthy. Janet Carr really grew while I was gone. Super happy for her. She's chill. Oh, I've never heard of her at all. Is she a coding streamer? Yeah, I agree with Prime 100%. Yeah, it's really hard to keep people's attention. For you, like Zinka, you're all about interaction. You're really good with that. I think I focus on the code a bit more. But it's stopping to interact. Like my numbers go up when I like, even with Boot.dev, my numbers go up a little bit when I'm like talking in chat and I'm spending more time. People enjoy that. People come to interact. I totally get it. I still personally don't know if I'm like a good, or if like I should be live coding or anything like that. I think like doing events and reactions and like doing even like the job search thing, I get a ton of viewers with that. And if I do that off of a successful video, I'll average 100 concurrent viewers on YouTube. But events work really well. Like one-off events, they work really well. Live coding, it's really tough to level up with live coding. Can you do that in WoW? You could probably set that up. I wonder if there is a WoW add-on that will connect to your Twitch chat. Because you can, I think, with their add-on system, you can connect to an external server. And if you can branch out of the game and connect remotely, then you should be able to set something like that up. He did his own TTS a few streams ago. It's so funny, Prime. Oh, did he? What do you mean he did his own TTS? Like he accepted TTS? I feel like you were always good at roasting developer advice. Yeah. Yeah, I think people enjoyed that. I don't know. I'm telling you, like, I don't know if that's going to be my thing as I get away from alcohol. Like I said, 2025, no alcohol whatsoever, healthier. I get so much happier. So much at more peace. I wonder if I'm still going to have like that edge. I'm genuinely curious about that. Because like when I was in Chicago, I did not have that edge. Not to like roast people. I built a ton of connections with Chicago, got invited to a ton of stuff. I was like, I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll see in 6 months. Sometimes I wonder if I would be a good streamer, but I think I focus too much when I'm coding and would ignore chat. I think everyone's a really bad streamer at first. Everyone is. And you'll never know until you try. It's easy to think about like what you could be doing and give yourself an excuse not to do it because you think you're going to do it poorly. Like you're going to do it poorly for many streams in the beginning, no matter what you do. You're not going to dodge that at all. He made his own text-to-speech. He made his own text-to-speech. Okay. Then he rewrote the Go part in Rust and made the video. He would not touch Rust again. Okay. It's always like a mission with Prime. It's always yeah, no, it's always like a adventure. He turns it into an adventure, and people kind of like follow along, and he pivots a lot. He also, I don't think he has a lot of long-term attention. I don't know if he's a patient person. Maybe he is. But he like has that energy where he bounces around a lot. Like he just has that energy, and it works really well for him. I'm still a bad streamer. He has ADHD like hell, yeah. Prime has charisma. He does have charisma. He does. I like watching her code. She has a great voice to listen to. I'll have to check her out, maybe. She started about a year ago. She's newish. I feel like the smaller audience community are hidden gems. I like it. It's why I choose to ban. Because I think a while ago I accepted. So I used to want to be the biggest streamer possible when I first started this. I don't want that. And I think after talking, my last conversation with Elaine on the podcast it reminded me that like, I don't think that's my path any longer. I think I want to build some really cool shit, and I want to build some education that really helps developers. But I don't think I want to be a content creator. I think content creator is like the vehicle. Well, I don't know. I think content creation should be more of a marketing strategy for me, or connecting with like the core audience. But like I used to find being a really popular streamer very appealing. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older. I just don't care about it enough. It's like I almost wanted to be more popular when I was younger, but now I want to like build cool shit. I want to build long-lasting things that impact people's lives. And I almost see like content creation as more of like especially live streaming as more of an entertainment thing. But it's it fades. It's not long lasting. The impact that you have on people isn't long lasting. But like for regulars, it is though. I don't know. But I would rather connect with those regulars rather than just like get a bunch of new viewers. I'm just not motivated enough to do that anymore. Chatting in large communities is like screaming into the void. Yup. I feel like Prime is just way too fast. Okay. To me, this stream is a hidden gem, just like Anonymous said. I appreciate that. I think I need these real and honest conversations to try to set my mind right in the dev field. And that's the kind of, I mean, that's why, yeah. These are the kind of live streams that I enjoy. It's just like real talk. We could just chill and I do enjoy these. The problem is, man, like content creation just doesn't make any money. Like everyone wants to be a content creator, but it does not make any money. It's so hard to make money. It took a long time to find the right affiliate deals with the right partners where, you know, I can make thousands every month. Took a long time. It took like 5 years. And I don't think I was the most efficient with my path, but 5 years. And I've had like ups and downs, and I can still have downs with it. It's tough though. A small, tight-knit community is better. Yeah. Yeah, it is. We got a really tight-knit community. I like it. He has a quick-paced meta videos down at this point. He does. I feel like Prime really studies the results of his videos and how they do in his streams. I think he probably is a numbers guy when he wouldn't strike me as a numbers guy. Hybes Live, welcome. Thanks for the follow. But I think it like he measures it. Like he's very strategic with it, is what I'm trying to say. Based off of him analyzing, testing a bunch of stuff. But that's good about him. He is mega funny. He is. He's funny. As a Prime calls it, weaponized autism. I think good streamers have mental issues. I'm literally not targeting Prime. I think like good streamers that do this long term, like probably have some form of autism. But like you almost have to. There's a lot of like mental stuff and even trauma that makes you really entertaining. Like you learn how to like just enjoy life, sometimes not take it so seriously, not be so judgmental towards others, but you just kind of like speak your mind. Because when you go through like real shit, you just don't worry about the little stuff anymore. His takes are great, very wise man, sound programmer. Yeah, I agree with most of his takes. He's a good programmer too. Do you still get questions on the bootcamp you recommend? No, I actually haven't gotten that in a long time. I haven't seen that question. I think I saw one in the comments like weeks ago. I didn't respond to it, obviously. Yeah, Don, your streams are great. Smaller audience makes it easier to have meaningful conversation with you. Yeah. I appreciate that, but I don't know if the conversation will ever evolve into something else. I don't think it will. I think we're going to stay small for a long time. I think I'm going to continue doing Boot.dev. I think a lot of my focus, like a lot of my energy, is not going to be growing the live streams, but pushing out YouTube videos. Like I said, I got a partnership with Scrimba to push out a bunch of videos for February, and that should gain a bit of an audience for sure. But I want to push out more YouTube videos. Like if I'm going to grow and funnel anything into like making any sort of income, it has to be YouTube. It can't be Twitch. I'm not going to be successful on Twitch for a very, very long time. It has to be YouTube. It has to be YouTube videos. That's how you grow as a content creator. It's YouTube videos. It's purely YouTube videos. I think it's by chance. I shouldn't even say by chance, but I think it's very hard to take off and gain a big following that's going to be loyal on Instagram or TikTok. You have that opportunity that is not going to happen for most people, but it's like, if you want to grow as a content creator, the strategy is YouTube. And it's not leaning on ad revenue, but it's leaning on their algorithm for growth. You're going to build a loyal audience on YouTube. You'll build a very loyal audience on Twitch, but it's just way harder to grow on Twitch. I feel like half the popular streamers have ADHD or autism. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And a lot of streamers will stream for like 10 hours. That's crazy hours. I just can't do that. They probably train themselves to do that, but it's like having a small community to help keep me grounded during interviews applying to jobs. That's good. Well, that's what we're here for. Most creators make no money. Like you said, it's a good way to get your name out there, though. Yep. YouTube is a good way for that. And then you monetize. Like you do movie nights once a week. You do private videos. You do Q&As, private Q&As. Like there's so many like perks. You can look at like how people on Patreon have done it. There's a lot of like, you could just get a huge list of ideas for perks. But, you know, sometimes people just suggest it in your audience. You do that and try it for like a few weeks or a month and see if it works. See if more people sign up because of it. I don't think I'm good with any of that. I'm like describing a lot of this, just things that I've read up and paid attention to other creators, but I don't think I'm good with like setting up really good perks or anything like that. I think I'm really inefficient with making money as a content creator. It's tough. It's really, really tough. To me, it's important to support small or streamers like Don, streamers that push you to learn and be better. Quality content is a ideal type of streams that I like to consume. Well, I appreciate that. There have to be like other small streamers like me. I don't really keep tabs of like who's in the space. We've made some friends on Twitch, but I don't branch out a lot. I'll raid random people, but most of those random people will never join my Twitch chat. You're supposed to collaborate. I don't know. I collaborate with people that like hop into a stream and then get to know the community. I'm like, oh, they're a streamer. They're a content creator. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But I'm sure there are like a lot of hidden gems out there that I just don't know about. Your YouTube videos do well. I'd double down on those if I was you. I need to. I have been very lazy with it. I still have reaction videos to push out, but I think the leftist one, I don't know if I'm going to release that. I think that I made that too personal. And I still want this community to be open-minded to progressive and conservative takes. I'm wondering if I want to push that out. We did a live stream where I recorded that, but I don't know if I want to push that out. But I think I have one more reaction video that is non-political that I might push out, but I got to record a bunch of videos. I do like trash talking in the lives, though. It's fun, right? Does anyone know a good resource? Okay, I'll let people answer that. Have you watched Big Box Software Engineering? He's an affiliate with Boot.dev too. Oh, is he? I don't think I have. Big Box SWE. No, I don't think I have. Good videos. All right, guys. I think that's where we're going to call it. Good conversation overall. Yeah, this is the kind of conversation I enjoy. I really do. It's a nuanced conversation. We're going to chase people away. I think sometimes I do call out the non-nuanced takes a lot, but I do it because I truly believe that I've done it for so long, and what it does is it chases certain people away from my live streams and it brings certain people in. And I think the conversations we have are fucking awesome, and I want to keep them that way. I want to keep having conversations where people critically think about what they want to say. They're humble enough to kind of like have their minds change, but often like they take time to provide proper context, get to know the conversation, the vibe, but they take time to like provide that nuance and extra context where we can engage with it, and then like we can leave that conversation with value, even if it's like disagreement. I like disagreement, but we need that nuance because it's like there's just so much grandstanding, and there's so much like low effort conversation where I just don't see the point of it. Like, go on Reddit, go on Twitter, stuff like that. What I'm trying to say is like I really enjoy the curated conversation that we have on here, and I think it's because I'm so strict. Maybe I'm wrong with that. Maybe I'm like way off with that. But like this whole conversation with all of you, like it's just awesome. So we got to do more of that. Anyways, Reddit Dad, you just came at the last second. What's up, man? All right, we are heading out though. Let's go ahead and see if we can raid someone. I'm gonna hop off on YouTube, and then we will be live on Monday, 4 p.m. Central Time, and we'll continue forward with that. And then, yeah, I'm gonna take a break for the weekend. Yep, the timing, man. The timing. All right, I'm hopping off on YouTube. Let's raid on Twitch. Take care, YouTube. Good luck in all of your projects, and happy coding. Take care.